we have Isabelle Paradis, founder of Hot Telecom, a research and consulting company, and also the brand ambassador for women entrepreneurs. Hello, Isabelle. How are you doing today?
I'm very great. Very good. What about you?
Pretty good. Surviving the pandemic, but it's all good.
Yes, correct.
So, Isabelle, can you please tell us a little bit more about your whole business journey?
Okay. Well, I've been in telecom for quite a long time now, international telecom for about, sadly, scary, about 27 years. Always in international telecom, so I had that chance of starting my career in international telecom, which is a super exciting industry to be in. I worked in international telecom in Canada, Montreal, for what was called Teleglobe then, for 4 or 5 years. And then I had the chance to travel through that time to different countries to deal with companies around the world. And from there, I started to do consulting in Asia, in Singapore, helping telecom operators kickstart the international business. And from then, I started my international telecom consulting and market research firm, and I never looked back. So I've been managing my international consulting firm for 18 years now. So time flies when you're having fun. And what I do is I work with telecom operators around the world to help them transform their business, differentiate from their customers, launch new services, go into new markets, create more and more cool marketing, so they can, share their messages with the industry in a fun, memorable way, and always remain relevant. So I'm having a lot of fun. It's quite good fun when you meet lots of cool people. Anyone thinking of going into telecom, international telecom, believe me, you won't regret it. It's a super exciting industry filled with really dynamic, creative, and fun people. So I would recommend it to everyone out there thinking about it.
So you've worked with international companies, international clients. How do you usually find them? Word of mouth?
I found, initially when you start a company, as an entrepreneur, it's always very difficult. You have to start from scratch. I mean, I knew lots of people in the industry already because I've been in that industry for 4 or 5 years. So, but still, you start usually on your own. People have to trust you as a person, as an individual, as a brand. So it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of hours, a lot of projects, and to convince people that you can do the job. So initially it's tough. You have to be really, really confident in yourself. You have to push all the time. You cannot say, accept no for an answer. So the first, obviously, as any entrepreneurs, the first few years are really difficult. But now I'm in the phase of my career that I've been, I can now benefit from all this hard work. So I know a lot of people in the industry because I'm traveling and speaking at conferences. Obviously, I work with customers, and I'm quite a sociable individual. So people know me now, and I'm quite well known in my industry. So now people come to me often. They know our work, they know what we do, they like what we do, so they approach us for us to help them. And also, a lot of people in the industry I consider as my friend. So it's always easier to work with your friends if you can. That's my objective in life. So
fun.
So at the moment, as I said, I've worked really hard and I still work hard, but now the business is coming more to me than me having to look for it.
Okay, got it.
Nice. So you're the ambassador for women entrepreneurs. How is it that you help other women succeed?
First of all, I'm starting a diversity initiative. In the next few weeks, we'll be starting a diversity initiative in the international telecom space, partly to help women, succeed, but also young people from all sorts of background. For me, it's more a diversity play because I think the industry needs a lot of different people from different backgrounds, different education, age, young, old, women, men, a whole mix of things. So I always try to integrate people, first of all, in what I do. So when I interview people, I go out of my way to interview women, young people, older people. And when I do panels, for example, I moderate a lot of panel. Often I try to do women panel. So only women on stage, which is very rare in telecom. Usually it's only men on stage and me as a moderator. But sometimes I force women to come on stage because it's not something that they're comfortable doing. Often when I ask women to come on stage with me to be on a panel, they think, oh no, I'm not good enough, I've never done it. And then I force them. I say, you can't tell me, say no, so you come on stage with me. You have no choice. Come with me on stage, 5 women, and we talk about business. We talk about telecom. And then at the end of the panel, 10 times out of 10, they say, actually, it was pretty easy. I really enjoyed it, and now I'm going to do it again. So I bring women that, out of their comfort zone more and more. So I force them. When I do interviews with women, often they're a bit nervous. I said, don't worry about it. Just speak as yourself, and then after doing 1, you do 2, 3, and the same with young people. I have recently hired a young lady, and she's amazing, and I'm trying to teach her and a lot of things that I know, and help her in her own business because she also has her own business. So I try to interact with young people, women, as much as I can, and bring them out of their comfort zone and show them that they're able to do incredible things.
Okay, that sounds so good.
I know, right?
I mean, that's what I was talking about when I said, like, we are having all those interviews, we are listening to amazing women, and I'm always just like, wow. That's what I would love to hear when I was like 17.
Yes, I worked also, I do different things at different time. I worked also with the younger ladies, like the ones around 13, 14, who are deciding what to do as the career, because I'm an engineer. So, and I was raised with brothers who are engineers. So for me, the technology side was a natural evolution for me, but not for all young ladies. Not all the young ladies are surrounded by that ethos of technology and things like that. So I worked with some young ladies. I go to their school, I speak to them to show them that you can be in technology and still be cool and still have fun, and it's a super exciting industry to be in. And if you love this type of topics, don't be scared, just go for it, and you will see you will have a very exciting career. So I do that also with the young people, because I think it's a multifaceted effort. You have to work with the very young, the 5, 6, 7 years old, the teenagers starting to think what they're going to do, the people at university level to start giving them work experience, the young women in their career when they start, so they don't get discouraged, because it's not always easy, and all the way to the board level. So it's a really the whole, from start to finish, it's an effort that is really the whole spectrum. So it's not going to happen overnight, but I mean, there's a lot of things that have been done already. Just keep going and keep pushing.
Right. So what is the main advice you would give to a woman that is looking to enter your industry? Just one.
No, I don't have one. I have multiple.
Pick one.
No?
Okay.
I have too many. I think it's multiple things, and I guess it's not just in our industry. I think in life in general, life isn't easy.
That's true.
Whatever path you choose, it will be difficult. So the first thing I would say is be bold and push your boundaries. As I said, put yourself out there. Always, initially when I started speaking on stage, I was really nervous, like anyone. But then the more you do it, the easier it gets, and actually you get to enjoy it. So, put yourself out there, because it will be uncomfortable, but nothing really great comes from the comfort zone. So you will never achieve anything amazing if you don't push yourself, and you will fail. I fail every day. It's always painful. It's part of the game. You pick yourself up. Some days are harder than others. Obviously, everyone is the same, but you have to learn to keep picking yourself up and keep going and trying. And with that comes that never take no for an answer. A lot of people will tell you it can't be done. Why are you doing this? No, you can't do it. No, we don't want to do it with you. It's part of the game. So keep knocking down the walls, until someone says yes. And someone will end up saying yes if you try hard enough and you believe in what you're doing. That's two. The third one, which I think is very important and has to do with their diversity, is embrace the fact that you're different. I remember interviewing this CEO once, the lady CEO, and she said, actually, being a woman is a positive in the men's world, because let's say you're on stage, you're the only woman, everyone will remember you, and it will be harder for the men to be remembered. If you're in a meeting and you speak intelligently and you show people that you know what you're talking about, people will remember you as a woman because you're different. So it's a negative sometimes, but you can, like anything else, you can turn it around and turn it into a positive. And believe me, I was able to achieve that. I'm often the only woman in the room in conferences. I don't care, and people will always remember you more than anyone else. So, what I tell people often is, don't be afraid to be different. Be afraid to be like anyone else. I think it's true as an individual, and it's true in business. If you have a business, you don't want to have the same business as your competitors. You want your business to be different.
Right.
It applies to you as a person. If you're different, I think it's a good thing. And last but not least, do everything with passion. Because without passion, nothing is possible. With passion, everything is possible. And I think positive energy, if you're positive and you're dynamic, you will attract that back. And I find that all the time when I go into meetings with potential customers. At the end, they might not be my customers, but they will end the meeting smiling with a positive vibe. And next time you talk to them, they'll be very happy to talk to you, and they might give you business the second time. So positivity, energy is super important. That's quite a lot of things to remember, but that's
all the things very important. So.
I've learned in my career that it's my values, and I really believe that is important. With that, it's quite a good recipe for success.
Right. I mean, I should have it written down.
But one thing, hard work is no way around it. Nothing comes easy, so you have to
true.
Be ready to work as an entrepreneur, even more, to work harder than anyone else. So
that's true.
That's true. So, last and final question: can you name some inspiring women, and why have they inspired you?
Oh my God, I don't know. Let me think. I don't think there's one woman. I'm not. I'm inspired by people. I don't know if there's one woman that has inspired me. I would have to think about it. I don't know what that would be. I would have to come back to you about it. There's not, for example, I know it's going to be a weird answer, but Lady Gaga. Okay.
Wow.
It's not a weird answer.
It's not.
She's so inspiring because she doesn't care. She embraces the fact that she's different, and I think part of her ethos is that her followers are people that feel that they're different, and I think it's amazing. And she encouraged people to embrace the fact that they're different, and that's what makes the society so rich. If we were all the same, it would be so boring. Different is so much fun. So she inspires me because she's different, and she encouraged people to feel good about being different. And so she's one of the women that have inspired me. But I'm sure there's many other, but they don't come to my mind. But also men inspire me. And when it comes to the woman topic, I believe men they have a super important role to play. Without them, we will never achieve what we are trying to achieve, which is being equal, be treated equal. So when I talk about the woman topic, I always involve men because they have to play a super important role. So for me, often when when I have interviews like this and they ask me, how is it to be a woman in a woman's world in telecom? I said, I don't really realize I'm a woman. I'm just a person in the telecom world. And I never think, people said no to me because I'm a woman. No, they said no to me because they didn't want what I'm doing. So I'm going another way, I'm doing something else. But so we have to stop thinking it that way, Obviously, in some culture, it's harder, I would think. I'm Canadian, so I'm quite lucky to be already in a country that has equality in many areas, not all, but in many. So, it's to just stop thinking too much about the fact that I'm a woman. It's harder for me because I'm a woman. No, it's hard. Life is hard. So it's hard maybe because you're a woman, but just stop thinking about that. And also often, and then through my diversity initiative, one thing I will say is often I'm on panels with women talking about the women issue, and a lot of women are complaining about people not doing enough for the women issue. But sometimes I turn around and I say, so what are you doing for other women? Often we're good at complaining, the companies aren't doing enough and it's not fair. It's like, let's stop saying that. And they say, okay, what am I going to do for women out there? How am I going to make a difference? And if we all all did something every day for another woman, it would be so much better. So we have to stop talking about what are others doing for us and thinking what are we doing for all the other women. So I think that's also very important to maybe shift the way we're thinking and start doing little things, all of us, every day. And I think that would we would go a long way with that.
Absolutely. I love this interview. Really. Thanks, Isabelle. I love your answers.
It's my pleasure.
And this question about, the woman that inspired you the most, and every woman has so different answer. My mom, or Lady Gaga, or I don't know, great businesswoman, or I don't know, my neighbor. It's so cool. I mean, I just, oh my, I'm about to cry.
No, don't cry. No, laugh. No, you have to laugh.
I can do this both of us at the same time. So,
but also, young women inspire me. Sometimes, and actually, very often, I'm amazed by young women. So when I work with the young ladies in the 16, 17 years, sometimes I'm like, wow, these girls are incredible. They speak well, they speak in public, they're amazing, they're super dynamic. I'm thinking, wow, if I was like that, if I'd been like that at that age, my God, I was far from like that. So the young people also can inspire you. So I work with young people, I love it, and they teach me things every day. So that's why I think, when I think about diversity, everyone can teach someone something.
Right.
And it can be older people. I think they have a big place, big role to play in our society, in work, and the young people, and so it's very important to foster that, at all levels of our society and work life as well. So it's coming. It's just a long process.
It's just a long process, but it's coming. You're right. I mean, I every time I look at my young sister generation, or 18, 17, and they are so much freer, or they always I can do everything. I've got an idea and I'm gonna do this right away, and I'm just your girls are all amazing.
Yes, and then that's so far from what we were like in my generation. We had to really work hard to become very confident, and but I mean, we were probably quite confident, but nothing like what I see with young ladies now. They speak so well, and they speak their mind, and they know what they want, but not always. But they seem to really go for it, which is great, because I think a lot of women initially, that's their problem. They lack the confidence that they're good enough to do whatever they want, if they put their minds to it. So if you have that from the start, and I try to give that to young women, I think, because if you have that from the start, you're so much ahead from most people. So it's quite important.
Yeah. Thanks, Isabelle.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure. My pleasure, girl. So if I can do anything else, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you girls.
Thanks a lot.